So last year we had a trike event where we had 5 schools. It was all of Nebo School District competed in a drift trike event. We basically had motorized, non-motorized drift trikes. The students had to build the plans. They had to come up with the designs. They had to basically work as a collaborative team to produce a product. This year we're doing pretty much the same thing. It's been blown up a little bit, well, a lot.
After the success of last year's Trike Fest, we wanted to spread the creativity, spread the fabrication. So we invited the entire state of Utah. Any program, any high school that had a welding or ag program, we invited them to build a drift trike. And we gave them a little bit of specification, but we said, open for you to do what you need to and design it, bring it down, and race it.
So last year I built a trike with a group of people that I was assigned to. I didn't really know anyone, so with that, and I didn't really have a work ethic, and I didn't know the people I was working with, so it was hard to put this together until the end of the year where it needed to be done. So we put together this kind of crappy drift trike that didn't really work, and this year I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that works, but I wanted to do something that no one else has done. So I actually built a go-kart this year, a drift go-kart that I drew up the plans beginning, and from the plans to now, it's a completely different outcome.
Last year, I won Best of Show. It was red and black. But the one thing I didn't really like about it, it was wide, it was big and wide. It was heavy, which that could be a good thing and a bad thing. Bad thing is, when you're lifting in the back of your truck, it'll break your back. But when you're going down a hill, being it's heavy, it'll carry you longer and go faster. I couldn't really do 360s on it. The seat was too far forward, so it wouldn't really slide very well. This year, I made it small as possible, narrow as possible. It's one of the smallest trikes here. And 360 is a lot better. It's just narrower, smaller in general, and I think it's gonna, if it don't win Best of Show, it's gonna perform very well.
When you first build a project, it's easy to draw up something that's seems like it'll work on paper, and it's something that you want to make and it looks amazing. But once you start welding and putting it all together, you realize that there are flaws when you first create something, and you really have to learn to work around them and make something that can run.
It was kind of challenging figuring out just building it straight from scratch, but once you kind of get the ball rolling, it's a little easier. Some of the problems I had was lining up things, making sure everything was square and making sure it worked right, not warping the metal, but nothing I couldn't fix prior to it.
Be patient. There was one bar, well, there's two bars on my drift trike. I had to remake 3 times and it still wasn't perfect, so I just said, screw it. And there's practice makes perfect. Just be patient.
At 9 o'clock, we start racing. We're hoping that the course, it's going to be a closed course like last year, one student at a time. It's going to be timed. The top 10 students, as fastest times, will get an auto darkening helmet. $200 value minimum. Off to the right of that display, we're going to have non-motorized drift trikes coming off the ramp. They can practice on it all day long, and then we'll do a People's Choice Award at the end and let the people that have hit the ramp try to impress the crowd.
We got every kid from UNM Basin, Roosevelt, from Delta, Paiute, Dixie, Provo, all across the state are here. And then the idea got in our heads, well, if we're gonna have this many kids here and we're trying to promote welding in general, let's get industry involved.
Some of our biggest, sponsors or the biggest people that are really gonna make a presence are like Nitro Circus, the Godfrey Clan, Diesel Sellers, real excited to come down. The big manufacturers like Lincoln Electric, Miller Electric, all of your welding suppliers like Humphreys, Praxair. So we've got a lot of fabricators bringing cool stuff like rock crawlers and dune buggies and snowmobiles and anything that's been manufactured or fabricated by, even some of them are just backyard people that build cool stuff in their garage. And it's a skill that my students are obtaining right now that they can do later on in life also.
Any student that comes through a welding program is going to have that initial taste of, yeah, I like this, or maybe I could possibly do this. And we've got tons of trades, the Local 140, Local 27. Those are unions that they can get into welding as a career and an apprenticeship. And the guys are really nice. They know their stuff. They can set them up. They get them paid as they learn.
My name is Bob North. I'm with Ironworkers Local 27, and we're the guys that build high-rises. We have a 4-year training program. We bring apprentices in, and we teach them all aspects of our trade. An apprentice right out of high school can start about $18.63 an hour plus benefits.
The thing that I love is the fact that there are kids here today that are being recognized in a positive way by a school system, probably for the first time in 10, 11, 12 years. I think that's a very positive thing. To have people from the district office, the superintendent from Nebo District was here, to have those people come out and support kids who don't often see education as being very supportive in their life, that's a great thing. And I think that that's the most positive part of this day.
I mean, every welding teacher goes and they teach welds and so forth, and what impresses me is everyone that's here and doing these things actually does it on like extra. It's an extra thing. They don't get paid for it, but they care enough about kids that they want to do something, and that's what impresses me, is this is something that way over and beyond what normal welding teachers do.
I work with these welding teachers on a regular basis. We put together professional development activities for them. I also visit their classrooms, so I'm very familiar with their shops and what they're working with, and very familiar with the way that they teach. All of them are excellent teachers and welding instructors.
The last thing I'd like to do is thank everybody. All the teachers for working collaboratively together to make this work, the organization that was involved, the students for building cool things and displaying them and being willing to, you know, show off to the public what they built, and all the other districts that are involved, especially our CT director. She's made it so that she's completely on board, endorsed it. Joanne Tuttle, J. Merrill Hallam, our new guy, you know, John DeGraffenreid, all these guys are really helping us, and they support us. They never question what we do. Obviously the sponsors, all the sponsors, too many to list. Hopefully there's exposure for them and exposure for our students. So.